Hey guys, good morning. Super happy to see you guys. My name is Elizabeth. I'm your instructor. Today is a wonderful day because, well, for many reasons. One of the reasons is it is Foam Roll Friday. So let's grab that foam roller and we'll get this party started. So we'll start just super simple. Pull the elbows back behind, foam roller balancing across the hands, one knee in tabletop, reach those arms forward and switch and continue. And then guys, this simple move will begin to warm up your body. You guys continue. I'm just entering another student here. The simple move will begin to warm up your body, and I'd like to take this opportunity to request of you, as always, to keep your workout with me today pain-free. So as you guys know, because I tell you all the time, and I'm going to tell you again, comfortably uncomfortable is okay, but pain is not. So we want to work the body in a pain-free range of motion. And hey, Lynn, happy to see you. Glad you are here today. You are breathing for 3 and 2 and 1. And then let's just toss and catch, and continue. Begin to swing those arms through space as you're tossing and catching. Wow, got a little spin going over here. And notice how perhaps you're feeling your heart rate coming up. I know, kind of crazy, super simple. Feeling some tiredness in those shoulders and those arms. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. Nice job. Let's take that foam roller over to one side, doesn't matter which. Bringing the other arm up and over. If you wish, you can come down to your forearm. I don't know about you guys, but I have been looking forward to Foam Roll Friday. My husband and I, let's go ahead and come up and we'll bring this over to the other side and do the same thing. Other arm up and over. My husband and I frequently, when we wake up in the morning, we talk about things that we're grateful for. And it's never hard to find something to come up with on Friday because Foam Roll Friday. For 2 and 1, and come to center. Man, I don't know about you, but already my body feels better. It's like just that bit of movement. It's crazy. All right, let's take a big step apart with those feet, and we'll take that foam roller, reach it in front of us, place our fingertips on top of it, and then reach that foam roller forward. Let's bend into one knee and the other knee, and continue just stretching out those inner thighs. And you can take a little wider step apart with your feet if that makes sense for you. For 3 and 2. And the next time you have one knee bent, pause. So in other words, let's just really focus on stretching out one of those inner thigh areas. And breathe. Also, notice how you're building strength in your other quadricep. So that's kind of cool. For 3, 2, and 1, and come to center, and then come to the other side, stretching out that other inner thigh. Can't really see what I'm doing here, but yeah. And then again, notice how you're feeling the quadriceps in the opposite leg stabilizing you. For 2 and 1, and then let's come back to center. All right, guys, from here, we'll take the foam roller and put it down on the mat. Let's go ahead and walk all the way forward. Heels are straddling the very front end. Reach those arms forward and let's have a seat. So if it's not available to you sit down, for you to sit down just as I sat down, any other method of coming down is fine. All right, and then scoot your tush all the way forward. And then so in other words, you're sitting on the very front end, and then tuck the chin to the chest, roll down slowly, coming all the way down. Okay, so lying back on that foam roller, please scoot down to make sure that your head is completely supported. That's important. So I want the head supported while you're lying on the foam roller. And just lying on this foam roller, I could leave you here for the entire session, and I'd be doing my job as a Pilates instructor, just allowing gravity to pull those shoulders down and around that foam roller, rocking gently from side to side. and just enjoy that yummy sensation, that heart-opening sensation. And you are breathing. Yeah, seriously, I could just have us lie still on the foam roller like this for the whole session, and I'm doing my job of helping you to feel better in your body. But there are moves to do. So let's open those legs wide like scissors, heels are down, arms open to a T, and just take a moment here and allow your body to melt over the foam roller. So probably it's going to take a little bit of mental connection to allow your muscles to release. So when we stretch, we're vulnerable. When those muscles are in a stretching position, we're vulnerable. If somebody were to come up and tweak our body, they could hurt us and injure us. I mean, they could do that at any time, whether we're stretching or not, but we're especially vulnerable when we're stretching. And then also, you know, if an emergency happened, so I'm kind of going back to the fight or flight thing. And if a saber-toothed tiger were to approach us and we're in a completely relaxed state, that's another reason I believe why our body has a hard time relaxing. So anyways, so just overriding both of those notions with your mind-body connection and your breath, that you are safe, no one's going to tweak your body, there will not be a saber-toothed tiger, and you can relax and just let go. And notice how with that intention, maybe you're beginning to feel like your body is heavier, just draped over that foam roller. And just enjoy that. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's like your body begins to feel heavier and heavier and heavier as those muscles release and release and release. All right, guys. And then inviting a little bit of movement in. Let's gently rock from side to side. And then come back to center. Let's bend the knees. Feet are flat, knees are bent, arms open to a T, and then sweep those arms up overhead. So let me say that differently. Keep your hands on the ground, but slide the fingernails together so they are, if you are standing, your arms would be up to the ceiling. All right, and then open those arms to a T, and then reach those arms down towards your hips and do it again. So I'm talking about making, like you're making a snow angel with your upper body, or you're doing a jumping jack type situation, dragging the hands on the mat if that's available. Fingernails are down, palms are up. Breathing. Whew. Yeah, just enjoying that range of motion. Really terrific movement in that shoulder area. Really terrific stretching, and also notice again how the mind-body connection can facilitate a greater relaxation as those shoulders round around that foam roller, down and around. Oh. So begin to notice if you're beginning to feel a little more openness in that heart. Maybe more of your arms are available to touch the mat as you're going through this range of motion. By the way, your arms do not need to be stick straight. You can move in a manner that feels good for your arms. I know we've been doing this movement for a while and it's on purpose. Yeah, but really tune in and see if it feels different. It feels quite a bit different for me. For two. And the next time those arms are open to a T, pause and just find stillness with those arms open to a T. And notice how after all of that movement, that little flurry of activity that we've just done, notice if that has caused for a greater release in the shoulders to melt around the foam roller. Yeah, pretty remarkable. All right, guys. And then let's, switching gears, let's reach both arms up to the ceiling, palms facing each other. And then we'll reach one hand down to the hip, one hand towards the mat up overhead. And then both arms up to the ceiling and switch and continue. Yep, so we're coming into sort of like making rainbow arcs with those arms up and over, and they are moving in opposite directions. Ooh. And again, going for that really terrific mobility in that shoulder joint, feeling that shoulder massage, allowing those shoulders to melt down and around the foam roller as we're going through this range of motion. Perhaps you're feeling the bones in your back moving over the foam roller as you move those shoulders. So that probably feels pretty good. For 3 and 2. And the next time both arms are overhead, pause. All right, then reaching those fingernails up towards the ceiling or fingertips up towards the ceiling, I want you to begin to draw little tiny circles on the ceiling with your arms. So drawing circles on the ceiling with those fingertips, but keep the arms straight. So the movement's coming from the shoulder area. And then reverse the direction of the circles. And then begin to draw larger and larger circles. And then pause and reverse the direction, still drawing those larger circles. So the goal here is to make this feel good. So if huge circles feel good for you, that's fine. If smaller, not so huge circles feel good for you, that's fine. So just take a moment here and continue alternating the direction of those circles. You can alternate the shape of them or the size of them as well. Notice if you are hearing or feeling any clanks in the muscles in your back as they move over the foam roller as you're going through this range of motion. And continue just doing this movement, switching the direction or the size at any time. All right, for 2 and 1, and lower those arms down. Let's bring those hands down under the hips, palms facing up. All right, so palms are facing up, hands are under the hips, and there's a big heart opening going on here. Now, notice if your body is holding tension in your chest area up by the shoulders. And if so, try to release those muscles. Allow them to relax. It's okay if your hands move a little bit as you're going through this. In other words, to relax those muscles, sometimes the hands will move a little bit further away from the foam roller underneath your hips, and that's okay. So I'm more interested in focusing on that relaxation. With the elbows down and the palms up, with the hands near to the foam roller. Yeah. So if you think about what we're doing right now, we're really, really targeting those muscles that tighten up, causing that forward rounded posture with the knuckles often forward. So we're coming into the complete opposite of that, just hanging out here. You might feel the stretch more isolated to a smaller area. Yeah, so just really targeting those muscles right there. By the way, the longer we hold a stretch, the more permanent the results. So we're hanging out here for a moment. Ooh. And just notice if you're feeling a release. For 3 and 2 and 1. All right, guys, let's open those arms to a T. Bring the elbows down towards the mat. So coming into a goalpost position, arms bent in a 90-degree angle. And then I just want you to press your shoulders into the foam roller. Press those elbows down towards the mat. And just feel, again, that stretch. Feel that contraction of the muscles in the back. Strengthening the back muscles while stretching the front. So those are 2 things also that really help with posture correction. So we've got our arms bent in that 90-degree angle in a goalpost position, elbows down, pressing the back into the foam roller, pressing the elbows down towards the mat. For 3 and 2 and 1, and release. All right, guys, next. Switching gears, let's just gently roll to the side of the foam roller, removing the foam roller. from underneath us. Keep that foam roller nearby. We're not done with it yet, but just take a moment here, lying on your back. And we'll bend the knees, feet are flat, and begin to windshield wiper those knees from side to side. Just taking a little bit of movement here, and notice how your body feels after being on that foam roller. I feel like that is a terrific way to reset the spine, if you will. For 2 and 1, come back to center. Okay, guys, then let's take the foam roller and we're going to slide it across our mat under our thighs. And then we'll kick our legs over the foam roller. Keep the head down, straighten the legs, and lift the hips. So the hips are just a few inches off the ground. And then let's just swish those legs from side to side in a manner that feels good for you. Just coming into massaging out those hamstrings. So the only rule here, guys, is if your hips are hovering, I want your head down. Actually, there's 2 rules. The other rule is that we're not applying pressure on the backs of the knees. So we're staying on that muscly part of the hamstrings, and you can pause at any time and reposition that foam roller underneath your legs. Just take a moment here. Oh, it feels so good. By the way, again, if your hips are lifted, this is also still posture correcting. Bringing the hips forward in front of the chest, if we were standing, is the opposite of bringing the shoulders forward over the hips, which is that poor posture. Whew. Of course, we don't want to walk around with our hips pressed forward, but in this context, it's really terrific to, similar to a bridge type situation. All right, for 2 and 1, and lower the booty. Speaking of bridges, guys, let's roll that foam roller down so it's under the feet. Head stays down, knees bent, feet resting on the foam roller. Begin to roll that roller just forwards and backwards a tiny amount and press pressure into it. Make sure it feels stable, and then find stillness. And then take an inhale, exhale, lift those hips. So coming into a bridge with the feet on the foam roller, bring one knee into tabletop, put it down, other knee into tabletop, put it down. Continue alternating from side to side, holding the foam roller still for 2 and 1. The next time both feet are down, pause and lower that booty all the way down. All right, let's roll that roller towards the tush. Feet flat on the other side of the roller, and lift the hips again, coming into a little bridge, and then put the foam roller under the booty. Okay, again, we're keeping the head down, guys. Let's bring the knees into tabletop. Begin to rock those knees to the right and to the left. You can hold onto your foam roller to make sure it feels like it's not going to shoot out. But actually, I want it up by your tailbone area, so it shouldn't feel as though it's going to shoot out. And breathe. And notice how you can kind of roll over the bones back there and then get to that nice juicy muscly part on the side, finding that glute area. So let's just give those guys some love. We have worked them quite a bit this week, so you might have been feeling them a little bit, and certainly this might be feeling amazing, or perhaps a little bit painful. And again, that depends on the density of your foam roller. Ooh, all right, guys. And then the next time the knees are to the left, pause. And then let's take those knees and feet away from you towards the wall in front of you, and then bring the knees over to the right. And then take them away from you and over to the left. In other words, it's like we're making a U shape with the knees. Woo. Now, if that doesn't feel good to you, you can continue rocking from side to side. So clearly, as you take those knees away from you, it requires more abdominal strength. So just keep that in mind. If that's not feeling great for you, just keep those knees close in, and you can omit the abdominal work portion, and you're still massaging out those glutes. Woo! and breathe. Yeah, loving the different variations that I'm seeing. And remember, I'm super pro modification, guys. So you do you, whatever that looks like. For 3 and 2 and 1, come to center, and then place those feet flat onto the mat. Lift the hips and roll that foam roller down under your thighs again. So we'll come back into that yummy thigh massage. Just resting those legs on the foam roller. You can swish those feet from side to side. You can also just rock the toes from the ankles from side to side. So whatever feels nice for you. And you can roll it up or down a little bit. Again, we're just avoiding the backs of the knees. And if the hips are lifted, head is down. For 3 and 2 and 1. All right, guys, next. This just feels good just lying here with my legs on the foam roller. All right, let's take that foam roller and we're going to put it behind our head. So literally like under the head actually. So neck. So it's like a pillow. All right, so we're just chilling out, lying flat, got the head resting on the foam roller. And then let's bring your left ear towards the left, up to center and over to the right and continue. So another way to cue that would be look to the left and look to the right. And notice how you're feeling, actually it feels amazing, feeling a massage in that neck area and perhaps the base of the scalp. And also we're going for that mobility. So that's valuable, going for that mobility. Feels so good. I just love this foam roller. For 2 and 1 and pause. And then let's lift the head, roll the foam roller up your skull, just a couple of inches or an inch or so, and put your head back down. And then we'll go through that same motion, just going from one side up and over to the other. And continue. Just notice your end range of motion. I'm not asking you to push it, but just notice it. And come back to center and then roll it up your skull a little bit more and continue. Yeah, so just taking a nice scalp massage here, and notice how the range of motion feels a little bit different with your head at the different angles based on where the foam roller is under your skull. For 2 and 1, and then we'll roll it back down a little bit and continue. So there is a thing where seniors can fail their driver's exams because they don't have the ability to look over a shoulder. So as we're going through this range of motion, go ahead and pause and roll it back down under the lower part of your head and continue. So as we're going through this range of motion, we're ensuring that we don't lose the ability to go through this range of motion. So that's kind of cool. For 2 and 1, plus it feels good. Okay, and then pause. Let's tuck the chin to the chest and remove the foam roller from under the head. Whoa, and just lie flat. Again, notice how your back feels, how your head feels, how your neck feels. We've done a lot of work just with the spine, and we're going to continue on. Again, this feels so good, just lying here next to a foam roller. But there are other things to do, so let's come to a seated position. And we'll take the foam roller and put it behind us and lean back at about bra strap level. All right, feet flat, knees bent, fingertips laced behind the head, lift the hips, and then begin to roll forwards and backwards, and continue. All right, guys, so the only thing here is we're avoiding the waist. So we're staying mid to upper back. And just enjoy. You can roll all the way up towards the shoulder areas. All right, So I want you guys to move just in a manner that feels good for you. I'm going to guide us through a sequence, but really just make this time meaningful for you. All right, let's find stillness and then pivot both elbows slightly to the left, shift those hips slightly to the right. In other words, walk your feet slightly to the right and continue. So now the foam roller is at an angle as you roll forwards and backwards on it. You're more a little bit rolling side to side on it. So just enjoy that. And then find a spot that's a little sensitive and just chill out there for a moment. Allow your head in your hands to rest down and around the other side of that foam roller if that feels nice for you. And then you can begin rolling a little bit again, just hanging out on that soft spot that's a little sensitive. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. And then let's pivot our feet back to center and then pivot those feet over to the left. And then continue rolling. So now we're rolling at a slightly different angle with our spine on the foam roller. Again, just being able to get into those little areas that we would miss if we were rolling straight up and down on the foam roller. So just enjoy that. And again, maybe find a spot that's a little sensitive. We'll hang out here for a moment. Head cradled in the hands. You can relax your head down and around, just feeling that terrific stretch. And then you can invite a little bit of movement in, just focusing on pressure coming from different angles on that one particular area that's a little sensitive. For 3 and 2 and 1, come back to center. And then guys, let's roll all the way up towards the upper portion of the shoulders and just hang out here for a moment. Hips are lifted, head is cradled in the hand, just applying that static pressure to the shoulders, and then tiny range of motion, just really targeting that upper shoulder area. And breathe. And then let's slowly roll back down towards the bra strap area and a little below. And then let's focus on that mid back area. Staying on the rib, staying on the ribs. Yep. Just enjoy for 3, and 2 and 1. Lower the booty down. All right, guys, so we've got that foam roller at about a bra strap level again. Booty is down, fingertips laced behind the head. Go ahead and lean your head back. Again, head is resting in the hands. Just enjoying that big heart opening. For 3, 2 and 1, and come to center. And then roll that foam roller up your spine just a couple of inches, and we'll do that again. Head cradled in the hands. Just go ahead and come down and around, hanging out here for a moment. So we're moving our spine in the opposite direction of that poor posture right now. For 2 and 1, come back to center, and then roll that foam roller up your spine just about another inch or so. And again, bring that head down and around. And if you think about your spine curling forward, we're just uncurling it from different angles. Come back to center, and then let's again roll up just about another inch or so and bring that head down and around. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, guys, from here, let's come all the way up to a seated position. Oh man, hope your backs are feeling fabulous. Let's place those hands on the far side of the foam roller and crab walk ourselves up so we're having a seat on the foam roller. Hands behind. Okay, and then let's roll forwards and backwards over those booty cheeks. And we'll drop both knees over to the left, rolling forwards and backwards. And we'll drop both knees over to the right. Yep, and then just continue. You could just shimmy your knees from side to side in a manner that feels good for you. You can actively press your booty into the foam roller as you're going through this range of motion to feel a firmer massage sensation, particularly on any areas where you hear or feel like a clunk clunk. Also, if you wish, you can bring your knees into tabletop and just kind of gently rock from side to side. We did something similar before when we were lying flat. I said tabletop, that would be up here. Clearly, they don't have to be there, but with the feet off of the mat, that is a better way to say that, with the feet suspended. But notice how there's a more of a firm massage sensation in this seated position. We're isolating that pressure more to the backside where it's in contact with the foam roller. Ugh. All right. Wow, this feels amazing. I'm seeing those faces. I feel it too. All right, and then let's go ahead and put those feet down. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, and then let's take that left knee over to the right, and we'll target that right booty cheek. Ooh. Just enjoy. Really, really giving those glutes some love. Again, notice if you hear or feel any clink clinks where the muscles are tight. And if so, if you hang out on that spot and just gently move your body over it so you're staying on that point of contact, but you're just applying pressure from different angles, you might begin to experience a little bit of a release. Ooh. For 2 and 1, and then let's uncross and shift those hips over to the right a little bit, cross the right ankle over the left knee, and you guessed it, drop all that over to the left. Yeah. And notice if one side feels different than the other. Personally, I was feeling a lot of clunk clunks on the other side, but not so many on this side. Although sometimes I feel like the more time you spend rolling out a certain area, it's almost like the muscles can get out of the way so you can target that deeper muscle area. So sometimes I'll notice I don't feel like a clunk clunk, and then after I've been working on the same spot for a while, I can begin to hear and feel that clunk clunk. Well, maybe I don't hear it, but I feel it so much it seems like I hear it. Yeah, it's really interesting how muscles can move around. I mean, like, of course, that's obvious, but they can, like, if you're trying to find one, sometimes it can, like, hide. Yeah, kind of interesting. All right, for 2 and 1. All right, guys. From here, let's come back to center, and then we'll just spend a little bit more time here rolling out both of those glutes and continue. Yeah, there's a massage therapist that I really like a lot, and she kind of moves muscles out of the way to get to the deeper muscles, and sometimes it's almost like she's playing hide and seek with those little muscles, because she'll be able to target it, and then it will like disappear, and then she'll have to re-find it to target it. It's really interesting. All right, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, next, let's go ahead and have a seat. And then we'll take the foam roller and we'll bring it over to the right side of our body. And then we'll lie onto it so it's under about the bra strap area. And we'll have the elbow on the other side. And then you can take that top arm up by the head, and you can just roll forwards and backwards over the foam roller. Yeah, just giving that side body some love. And really, like this position I'm telling you with the arms and the head or whatever, anything goes. The goal here is to massage out this back side area. So just spend a little time on this side before we go to the other side. Oh, yeah, wow, feeling that quite a bit. Whew. Just enjoy. By the way, notice if your top shoulder wants to really round forward, and if it does, you know, we just spend a lot of time opening those shoulders. So let's keep that top shoulder open as we're going through this range of motion. Ooh. And you might find a spot that, again, that just is super sensitive, and perhaps you'd like to hang out there for a moment. Or not, depending on how sensitive it is. Sometimes this hurts so good. All right, for 2 and 1 and pause. Okay, keep that foam roller over to the right side of your body. Speaking of hurt so good, this next sequence really does hurt so good. Then I want you to bring the right side of your right leg down onto the foam roller, and then you can begin to roll forwards and backwards. I have my arms like this so you can kind of see what's going on with my lower body. Also, you can take that back leg and put it in front if you wish, and roll over this side body muscle on the leg and up into the hip. Now, this frequently is super, super sensitive. So if having this back leg elevated isn't feeling great for you, you can put that knee down and have less pressure. So again, just make it work for you, whatever that looks like. So my foam roller is super hard, so I'm actually gonna do this in a manner that's a little bit softer. Oh, yeah. Wow, I'm really feeling it's quite a bit. All right, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1, and then let's go ahead and have a seat onto the mat again. Wow, just sitting on the mat after rolling that out, I'm feeling it quite a bit. We'll take that foam roller over to the other side, and we'll do that work on the side of the torso area first, and then we'll come back into that rolling out that lower body on the side. So again, just moving in a manner that feels good for you, massaging out the muscles on the side of the back and on the side of the body. Oh. Yeah, I love it. I'm seeing elbows and knees and feet, maybe. I think that's a foot. Boy, it's quite sunny today. We've had some nice storms in Southern California. It was really coming down last night, and woke up and it's all sunny and clean. I love that. And cold. Whew. All right, guys. I'll just spend another little moment here before we go on to the lower side body. Oh. Again, just making this meaningful for you. For 2 and 1, and then we'll press ourselves up to that seated position, and then we'll finagle ourselves such that the foam roller is on the bottom of that left hip, left thigh area, and then you can begin to roll forwards and backwards. And again, moving in a manner that makes sense for you, whatever that looks like. Man, time flies when you're having fun. All right, we'll hang out here just for another moment before we move on. Boy, doing the full expression of massaging out this area is almost unbearable for me on this really hard foam roller. Whew, quite sensitive in there. All right, guys, for 2 and 1. Okay, let's have a seat. Just move the foam roller to the side. We'll shift around, coming onto all fours. We'll place the foam roller in front of our knees on all fours, and then let's just drape ourselves forward. Oh, so our thighs are resting on the foam roller, and then you can begin to roll forwards and backwards. Again, we want to avoid rolling over the knees. So that was true for the backs of the knees and the front of the knees. So you're staying on that muscly area of your quadriceps, which I know that you guys are feeling from Wednesday because some of you have told me about it. Oh, so just giving those quadriceps some love. If you wish, you can pivot your toes to the left, kind of finagle your torso so it's gently pointed to the left. In other words, you can just manipulate your body so you're targeting a slightly different area of the tops of the legs, and then you can do that to the other side as well to balance it out. Yeah, just really giving those muscles some love, and then pause, and then let's bend and straighten those legs. Yeah, and then while you're bending and straightening those legs, you can begin to roll forwards and backwards if you wish. Feels pretty good for 3 and 2. All right, guys, let's find stillness. And then if it feels good for you, you can lower your hips down to the mat. And with your legs resting on the foam roller, just hang out here for a moment and notice how that feels. Woo. Yep, if you wish, you can reach those arms back behind, palms facing up, bringing your left cheek down to the mat. Looking to the right, just enjoying that stretch. Oh, how cute. There's a little bush outside that I can just see a few inches of because the blind is closed, and there's a really cute little bird playing in the moisture on the leaves. What a nice thing to see. All right, and then let's come to get to center, and then bring your other cheek down, looking in the other direction. Encouraging your muscles to relax for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center, and then let's come out of this position and we'll come back to an all fours position. All right, all fours position. Next, we'll take the hands and put them on top of the foam roller. Separate the knees, bringing the feet together. Fingertips on the foam roller underneath you, and then roll that roller forward, bringing your face down towards the mat. And then taking a forearm massage, roll that roller towards you, lifting your head, neck, and torso. And then we'll do it again. So roll out and pause, giving your torso a moment to stretch, and then roll back in and continue. All right. And notice where your hips are in space. Are they hovering above the heels, or are they touching the heels? One is not better than the other. They're just different. So if you notice that you're doing one The next time you're upright, perhaps you'd like to do the other and just notice how that feels. All right, guys. The next time you're upright and you have that roller towards you, let's have everyone bring your tush down to the heels if that's available for you. And this time, keeping the tush down, we'll roll the roller away from you. Tush is down, bring the forehead down, and just pause for a moment. And then energetically press that foam roller away with your arms, just creating space in the length between the vertebrae and your spine, and allow for those hips to melt back down towards the heels. So we got a really terrific stretch going on in the shoulder area, in the back area, and the hip area. So we'll hang out here just for a moment, using your breath to help allow facilitating a greater relaxation into the stretch. And just breathe. Maybe think about a few things that you're grateful for. Such a terrific stretch here, guys. Again, the longer we hang out in a stretch, the more permanent the results. So we're hanging out here for a long moment, but we're almost done with it for 3, 2, and 1. And then roll that roller towards you. Whoa, yeah, that felt amazing, huh? All right, guys, from here, let's see, how are we doing on time? We've got just a couple of minutes left. So we'll end class today doing some balance work. So let's come to a standing upright position. And then we'll take that foam roller straight out in front of us. Place one hand on top and the other hand on top, just as we did earlier, and come into that forward fold. Yep. And then coming into that forward fold, adding on, let's take those left toes, place them behind. Leg is straight, and then lift and lower that left leg. Our torso is reaching long, resting with the hands on the foam roller. See if you can lift your leg in such a way that you become like a letter T, sort of a straight line. All right, and the next time that leg is lifted, keep it lifted. Okay, taking that balance challenge and breathe and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's step that foot forward, softness in the knees, roll up to a standing position. Well done. We'll do that on the other side. So this time, let's take the other hand on top. So other hand on top, foam roller is away, reach forward into that forward fold stretch. And then let's take the right leg out behind and lift and lower, lift and lower. Notice if you're feeling quivering going on in that left ankle area. That's awesome. Those muscles are firing up to stabilize you. And the next time that right leg is lifted, pause. Again, see if you can just come into that straight line from your fingertips to your shoulders, to your waist, to your hips, to your legs, to your foot. For 4, 3, 2, and then step that right foot forward, softness in the knees, roll up to a standing position. Well done, guys. We'll set that foam roller to the side, that friendly foam roller, and then let's swing those arms from side to side. Wow, I definitely feel like something happened in this session. My muscles feel looser, a little, not fatigued, but kind of that sensation of like, wow, something happened. Like I had a good massage. All right, I hope you guys feel amazing too. For a 2 and 1, come center, reach those arms overhead, drop the shoulders, curl the fingertips over, tucking the chin to the chest, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. When you get down to the bottom, nod your head. Heck yes, I feel amazing. I'm going to have an awesome day. Shake your head, no, no, no. And then softness in the knees, head is heavy. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way up. When you get to the top, bring those shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. One more time, up, back and down, and walk into your day and your weekend with your awesome posture. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Always love seeing you.